Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So, guys, I'm back from a week away and that was why there's only 2 uploads last week. I showed you an unboxing review on the launch scan tool. So that was that, and also I showed you the new project, which was the Peugeot 2008 GT line, and what a lovely, lovely car that is. It is incredible. It's got so much technology in it and so much bits and pieces, and that is what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to be a little bit slow because I'm a little bit achy where my muscles are sort of relaxed. So bear with me. I'm going to just try and get as much as I can done on the car. We're going to have a look at the damage assessment. We're going to open it all up. I can't even get the bonnet open. It's jammed. And that's because the wing is pushing that way towards the door, and I can't open the door because that's where the bonnet release is, so that's why that's jammed. So we're gonna get into it, take the front bumper completely off. We're gonna have a good look at the damage, see what we need to order. I have ordered a couple of bits, the main stuff like the wing, the headlight, that's already ordered. I've ordered the timing belt kit for this one as well, Dayco wet belt timing belt kit, that's ordered. Just waiting for it to come in. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, guys, there we go. We are getting closer and closer to actually seeing, you know, we need to get this front bumper off, really. I'm absolutely shattered already. It's only about 11 o'clock, half 10, and I'm absolutely knackered, having a week off. Before I get into that, just want to quickly show you, because a lot of people do ask me, like, you know, what tools do I need to do this and to do that, and what tools I get, where do I buy the things from? So I'm going to share this with you. Parkside, Lidl's, middle row special. I've been waiting for these to come up for a while because, let me show you what I've got. We have got some new cordless ratchets. The reason why I've got 2 is because I want to keep one at 3/4 and then I'm going to have one at 1/2 inch. And that's how basically you swap them over. So you just put it in like that. So I haven't got to mess around swapping over the 1/2 inch and the 3/4. I just have one. They come with a battery and a charger. Guys, a cordless ratchet, right? A battery, 12-volt battery, and a charger for £35 each. Like, it is crazy. These things are so good for the money. They're so good for the money. I've gone through Makita, that's 3 times what I paid for this, and it lasted half it only lasted 6 months. Where this one, my original one over here, so I've got one here, but this is busted as well. This it does work, but only to undo. You can't do it up, and it basically the end bit there is a bit busted. So I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for these to come up because they don't come up very often. But when they did, I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab two, £35 each. So yeah, and it's definitely been used, it's definitely been tested, and they are a very, very cheap cordless ratchet, which I don't mind using at all because yeah, for the money, that is honestly fantastic. A charger, a battery, and a cordless ratchet is £35. It's unbelievable price. So I just thought I'd quickly show you that. You can try and grab yourself one, but I think they're already gone. Literally, they come out every now and then, once or twice a year. They come out, these ratchets, and they sell so quick. I've probably got about 3 or 4 Lidls around where I live, and within one day, 3 of the stores sold out completely, and these were the last 2. So it is a very, very, very good tool. People buy them really quickly because they know as well. But I just thought I'd show you that. Let's get back to the actual Peugeot 2008. I've removed the wing and the headlight, as you can see. We've got no damage to the door, and we can now open the door fully. But there is no damage to that door whatsoever. You've got this little rubber clip thing that sits on the door, and none of that has been damaged at all. None of the trim at the bottom has been damaged. Even this little plastic cover trim not been damaged whatsoever. And yeah, we're gonna get the bumper off, and I'm gonna show you behind that, and I'm gonna show you why this was a Cat S. But for now, let me just show you behind the wing. So the bracket not been touched, might have come down a little bit, but that's so flimsy, that bracket, so that's easy, just sort of push back if we need to. Not quite sure if we do at the minute, but it might need to come up a little bit, maybe tap it up, and that will sort of line it back up, but very, very minimal damage to that at all, if there is. I can't see no damage whatsoever to the inner wing behind this. So this is the inner part. You can see that the studs that go across here. No damage, it hasn't been hit whatsoever. So yeah, the only thing I can see now is this bracket here. And that's it. I've got to be honest, it is crazy, ridiculously small amount of damage on that. It shouldn't have been a Cat S. Let's be honest. It should have been a Cat N. Let's get the bumper off first, and then we'll start talking about the legs are straight and the slam panel and the crash bar. We'll talk about all that in a minute. Let's crack on. I'll set you up. Let's get the bumper off, and then yeah, I'll show you behind the bumper. And there's also, I've got to show one of my followers. He needs to see the air conditioning pipes behind the bumper. So I'll show you that very, very soon. Let's get this bumper off. Let's do this. Okay, right, guys, there we go. The bumper is completely been taken away. Let me just show one of my subscribers, one of my followers, he asked about the air conditioning pipes. So I just want to show him where they run. The bottom one is obviously connected to the outside of the condenser. It goes to there, and you've got like that's a 10mm bolt. Yeah, that's a 10mm bolt there that connects up to the air conditioning, and the pipe goes along here through this little plastic thing, and then it goes around here, and then up there. Where does it go from there? It goes around here, there, then up between the bottle, and then back up inside there, and you can see it, and then it runs here, and it's up one there. That's one of them. And then the top one here, again, you've got a 10mm bolt at the top there that's connected to the condenser, and then it runs at an angle kind of thing down there. Again, runs through this little plastic cover here, runs that one there, runs this way, and then it runs down and in there, and runs that way, and it probably goes to the pump. Yeah, it goes to the pump there, look. So that's your air conditioning pipes there. Can't remember exactly who asked me to do that, but there you go. I'm sure you're watching. If you need to get to your one, I suspect you're gonna have to take the bumper off especially to get to these two bolts here, to undo these pipes, to pull them off, because it goes around the back. It's going to be, not unless you can take the bottom tray off. You might be able to remove that bottom tray. I think you might be able to remove that bottom tray. It feels pretty loose. You've got a couple of bolts here that you need to do, but if you remove this tray underneath, you should be able to get your hand up in between the bumper and the rad pack. Undo that bolt, and that might save you a bit of time. Because otherwise you have to remove the whole bumper to get to that air conditioning pipes. But yeah, there you go, mate. I'm showing you exactly where they are, where they run, and possibly an easier way to get to them is to remove that bottom tray from the bumper, and the underneath, the slam panel is connected underneath. So yeah, right, let's get back to the actual reason why this is here, and that's the damage. So as you can see, crash bar and the actual leg, no damage whatsoever, not been hit. This lower trim, not been hit. The bar's not been touched. Absolutely spot on. Even this little lower tray here, no problems whatsoever. Hasn't been touched or hit. The only thing that's been hit and bent round is this flimsy, and I mean it's flimsy because I'm literally moving it with my hands, is this bracket. It does look like it squashed it in a little bit there, but it's kind of part of the bracket. It's not part of the actual box section. I've really got to start sort of, pulling it outwards and straightening it back up. But yeah, that's the reason why this is a Cat S. That there. This definitely 100% should have been Cat in. Should 100%, because that's so flimsy. That is not a structural part of the car. It's not a structural part of the car, no matter what anyone says. This is structural part of the car. This leg is structural part of the car. That bracket, never, no way. And this is, it's wrong, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. It's wrong that they don't take these cars apart to have a look, to see, with their system, their way, they're categorising Cat S, Cat N. S, structural. N, non-structural. Don't say that, yeah? Don't bring out a system if you're not going to abide by it. If these companies are not going to abide by it, their own way, their own specific, categorization system, it's crazy. Like they're not even, they're not even checking these cars. And I get it. I do understand, because there's so many of them. There's so many crash cars. They can't look at every single one. A crash, examiner, an insurance examiner can't go out to every single crash car to have a look at it. And if that's the case, they've got to change the system. They've got to change the way that they do this. I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to go on about it, and I'm going to go on about it until they actually do something about it and change the way they do it, because it's clearly not working. This should not be a Cat S car. It should not have a Cat S category against this car. It shouldn't. Anyway, that's enough ranting and raving about it. You can clearly see, like, it's just a bracket. It's just a corner bracket. Here, this one here, that just goes around here. The bracket's there. And it's that. That's that part there, including the wing part, and this. It's the only thing that's been pushed inwards. So, I don't think, though, that's a separate part. That hasn't split. See that? It's got a little split. Well, it looks like a split, but it's not. It's actually designed like that. It's not broken. It's just, that's the way it is. So it just literally just wants bringing back straight. So that just wants pulling back out. This is part of the wing, this bit here. So those are two wing end brackets. So I've got to take those two off. And then what's left, I might take that off because that's not broken. So I'll undo this. We've got an earth cable as well. None of the wires have been broken. Nothing's been split. And that is the only thing. It's the only thing that's making this a Cat S. Never mind. Okay, all right. Let's strip this down a little bit more. Take a few bits and pieces off. And then once I've got so far, I might just get the slide hammer and then just sort of start bringing it back out into position to closer to what it is. Once I've done that, we are going to then jump on the engine side of it. So we are going to do today, because this is a wet belt, 1.2 Peugeot wet belt system. And you can, once you've done the oil cap off, you can see in there is the wet belt. So I've done another one, but it's not the same engine. This is the newer engine that Peugeot bought out, 2017 reg. This engine is. This is a different engine, and I need different locking tools to be able to lock this engine up to change the belt, because I am going to change the belt regardless of what it looks like. It's getting done. That way, the new owner can peace of mind that it's done, for the next 50,000 miles. They've got to really be done every 50,000 miles, these wet belts. It's not a big job, let's be honest, not like the EcoBoost, 1 litre EcoBoost engines from Ford. It's not a big job, and it's not expensive to replace it, but I think it needs to be replaced every 50,000 miles. And this is done 59, so yeah, and it's going to get a full service as well. So let's set up. Let's keep going. That's enough waffling. I'm going to drop the sump as well, guys, from underneath. We're going to drop the oil. We're going to have a look at that pickup pipe underneath there in the sump. I want to check that, and we'll do whatever we can today just to keep going. So let's do this. Right, so guys, another little step forward. Let me show you what you've been seeing me do it, but just been getting a slide hammer and then just gradually working it out with a couple of different ends here. Quite a heavy duty, that slide hammer. So yeah, it didn't take much really to move that whatsoever. It's still a little bit wavy. We've still got to do a little bit more work, but I just wanted to quickly show you, you know, what is happening here. You can see it in, you can see it in here. It's just a little bit creasy, where it sort of kinked it in a little bit. I think that's obviously the only, that's not structural, is it? That's so flimsy. That can't be structural. Anyway. So yeah, but you can see how much better it is already, just by sort of just getting the slide hammer and then easing it out gradually. Just got this is a little bit wavy still, but this is sort of so flimsy, and you know, you can look like I'm just pushing that, and you can see the movement in it. It's got so much flex. It's really nothing. So yeah, I'm going to tap that so it's completely straight. I'm also going to just sort of put some paint in here, because you can see it's a little bit of bare metal there where the paint's flaked off, and I don't want to keep it like that. It's obviously what's happened is where it's been impacted and squashed a little bit. There's been a sort of some rain, and the rain's got down and obviously just rusted that obviously a little bit out. So we're going to wipe all that back, scrape it all down, give it a paint up both sides as well, on the inside as well. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. I can definitely strain it up, no problem whatsoever. This ain't got to go to the body shop. I did think about it, oh, it's got to go to the body shop. Something else is bent, something else. But yeah, it's just such a minimal amount of metal here. So, but even just sort of just tweaking it, you can see how it's just sort of, it's so flimsy. So we've just got to just sort of pull it out a little bit, mess around with that, and then that should be hopefully done. But you don't really know, I suppose, until you get the wing in place. You put the wing in place, get the gap right here, come across, line it back up to here, shut the bonnet, and then you can line up the bracket to see where it's going to sit, and stuff like that, just to make sure it is. But yeah, I'm absolutely really happy with that so far. It just shows you, doesn't it? Just, you know, it's categorized as an S, but it ain't really. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. Very, very minimal damage, that is. So I've done a hell of a lot worse than that. So yeah, I'm well happy with that. Let me show you what I've been doing as well with the sump, because we're doing the timing belt, and this is the wet belt. I wanted to check the pickup pipe in the sump to make sure that there's none of that belt material that's come off and gone inside and caused any other problems. So let me show you that part. First of all, the sump, really, really clean inside. Apart from a little bit more oil, there's no bits in that sump whatsoever. So that was a good sign. And as you can see up there, there's maybe a couple of bits, I think, in there, or maybe, I don't know really. But yeah, very, very clean. There's a little tiny bit there. I don't know if that's obviously off the belt. It could be, but it was a great, you've got to do this. You've got to drop these sumps, and you've got to check that pickup pipe filter system, because what happens is the belt breaks down, it drops back into the sump, and then as the sump, you know, the oil's been mixing around the sump, it gets clogged up on that thing there, and then the oil pressure light comes on, and it causes all sorts of problems. But this one is very, very clean. All we've got to do is just get some brake cleaner, clean up all the old mastic, clean up all the old mastic off here as well. Yeah, just clean up a little bit of oil all around the bottom, and then fix the sump back in place as well. I've ordered the actual timing belt kit, and I've ordered this service kit as well. So we've got a new oil filter, new oil air filter, and all that stuff, spark plugs. That's all coming. But I just wanted to drop the sump to see what it was like. So there we go. You can see it. Spot on. Absolutely wicked. Right, okay. That's that. Let's move on. And, you know, reinsert the sump, but I need to clean it up first. So let's get set up, guys. Let's keep going. Let's do this. Right, okay. Guys, I am absolutely sweating here. Yeah, so as you can see, the sump is now all back in place. I always leave them overnight, the sump, when you're re-masticing it and putting some sealant back on. Just let it dry before you put any sort of oil in the actual sump itself. So I'm going to leave it like that. I haven't sort of replaced the oil filter as well yet because the parts are still on their way. Hopefully they'll turn up today and I can do it tomorrow. Yeah, it is really moving along now, this car. It really is getting there pretty quick. Don't take that long. It's going to take longer to wait for parts and bits and pieces like that than it is really to do the repairs. So yeah, and that's obviously where I'm going to be waiting for. I'll be waiting for the sort of the headlight, the wing, the timing belt kit, and also I've had to order another timing belt locking kit. This is the one that I originally had. This does do the 1.2 petrol wet belts, but this kit only goes up to 2015. After 2015, it was this type of engine that they switched it to. So it's a much more, well, it's a different setup basically. And the way you do this one is you lock the cam on the back there with a locking tool, and then on the side there, that has to be removed, and then you put a locking tool in there, and then you pin underneath the flywheel as the other one is. But yeah, the way we lock it up now is slightly different, and I haven't got those locking tools in a set to do that. So I've ordered that as well. That'll be on its way, and hopefully in a couple of days. The quicker it gets here, the quicker we can just crack on and get on with it. But yeah, I didn't realise it switched basically because the bonnet was jammed. I couldn't even have a look at the engine. When I first showed you this car last week, I didn't even see that engine. I assumed it was going to be the same one as what we've done on the 2016, I think it was, or was it 15? 2015, 16 Peugeot 208, the black one we did. And yeah, that locking kit does not, obviously, it's not going to work. So it is what it is. We have to wait for things to turn up. But again, it's just another locking tool. It's another box to go with all the other locking tools and all the other pieces that I need to do these cars. So yeah, but I think today we've done enough. I'm absolutely sweating, so really need to sort of get back and get these clothes off. I know a lot of people say, like, why are you wearing shorts? You know, why are you wearing shorts and all that sort of stuff? But the reason why I don't wear shorts is because there's pads in my actual trousers here, and you can't wear shorts and put pads in there. So for health and safety reasons, I don't wear shorts, that is the reason why. I've never have done, even when working outside, when I was doing the building work, I never wore shorts because it's a health and safety thing, I reckon. I don't know, I've just always been like that. But anyway, that's going to be, guys, the end of today's video. We've done loads today on this car. A great step forward, a great push on this one. We're going to continue probably tomorrow. We're going to straighten all this off. We're going to, make sure that's all sealed and make sure that's all sort of painted up and straightened up and looks right. But you can see that it's not that bad. It's a little bit wavy, but it's getting there. It's not as bad as a hit over here or a hit on the leg. None of that's been touched. And that's obviously the most important thing is the two front legs. Yeah, it was just this end piece of metal here, basically. So yeah, that's where we are. I have won a new project today. First day back, and I'm winning cars already. But at the minute, even though I've won it, Copart are not letting me have it, basically, again. Well, it's not Copart. I keep saying Copart. It's not, is it? It's the insurance company that that isn't letting me have it. Same as this one. They didn't let me have this one, and I kept going backs and forwards. And in the end, they went, all right, you can have it. So it's exactly the same situation. I will let you know how it goes. If they let me have it, then there's another new project coming this week. Yeah, and it's one that I've been looking at, and it's actually gone through the auction. And I'm not kidding you, about 5 times this car has gone through. No exaggeration. It's gone through 5 times, and every single time it's a different price. If they let me have it, I'll let you know what the prices are, what I won it for, what it was previously won for, and what, it's just basically the numbers on this one, really. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget, guys, drop me a comment if you've got anything to say down below. Give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Let me know how you think we're getting on with a GT line Peugeot 2008. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. See you soon.